Most people are taught to work hard, get good grades, find a safe job, and save money. But very few people are taught how money actually works. Rich Dad, Poor Dad is a book that challenges the way most of us think about wealth. It tells the story of one boy who grew up with two strong male role models. One was his real father, highly educated, a government employee, and always financially struggling. The other was his friend's father, a businessman who built wealth, invested, and became financially independent. Both men were smart, both worked hard, but they thought about money in completely different ways, and those different ways of thinking led to completely different lives. The poor dad believed success meant get a good education, find a secure job, work your way up, rely on a steady paycheck. The rich dad believed something very different. Success meant learning how money works, building businesses, and owning things that make money. Poor dad focused on safety. Rich dad focused on control. Poor dad said, "I can't afford it." Rich dad asked, "How can I afford it?" That one small change forces the brain to think, solve problems, and look for opportunity. The book's first big message is simple but uncomfortable. Your school education teaches you how to work for money. It rarely teaches you how to make money work for you. Most adults live inside what the book calls the rat race. You get a job, you earn money, your lifestyle rises, your expenses rise with it, so you need a bigger job. And the cycle repeats. Bills, mortgage, car payments, subscriptions, debt. The problem isn't lack of income. The problem is that money flows straight out as fast as it comes in. Rich Dad taught that if all your money goes into expenses, you are trapped. Freedom only begins when your money starts buying things that pay you back, which leads to the core idea of the entire book. Rich Dad simplified money into one rule. The rich buy assets. The poor and middle class buy liabilities they think are assets. An asset is something that puts money into your pocket. A liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. Assets, businesses, rental property, stocks that pay dividends, intellectual property, anything that produces income. Liabilities, personal houses with big mortgages, cars, consumer debt, anything that constantly costs you money. The mistake most people make is emotional. Rich Dad didn't tell the boy to chase money. He told him to chase learning. Learn how businesses work. Learn how tax works. Learn how investments work. Learn how to read numbers and spot opportunity. The book argues that fear and ignorance keep people poor. Fear of losing money. Fear of looking stupid. Fear of starting. So most people stay in jobs that feel safe, even if they're financially dangerous long-term. Rich Dad's belief was, if you become financially educated, you don't need luck. You can create opportunities. One of the most powerful lessons in the book is this: don't only work for money, work to build skills. Sales, communication, leadership, systems, problem solving. Most people specialize so narrowly that they become trapped. High income, but no independence. Rich Dad encouraged working in different roles to understand how money flows, not just how tasks get done. Because income without skill disappears when the job does. The rich don't win because they're smarter. They win because they play a different game. They use companies. They use assets. They use leverage. They reinvest. Instead of work, get paid, spend, they build asset, income, more assets, more income. Over time, the machine grows, and eventually the income no longer depends on their daily effort. That is financial independence. Rich Dad, Poor Dad isn't really about money. It's about how we think, about questioning what we were taught, about realizing that job security does not equal financial security, and that wealth is not built from wages alone. The core message is this: if you don't learn how money works, you will spend your life working for people who do. But if you do learn, you can start building a life where money becomes a tool, not a trap.